Bienvenido a otro episodio de exhibición de compilaciones, el programa donde les muestro compilaciones y espero que les gusten. AKA, welcome back to Build Showcase. A very, in my opinion, and hopefully you will end up agreeing with me, exciting episode of Build Showcase. We're background to engineer, of course, my favorite class. But I think that term applies fairly well to today because I'm going to be showing you a build that I've been using for a little bit now, but I would still call it a recent discovery of mine. And I think when it comes to trying to figure out what might be your favorite build, I think it's a very difficult thing to answer, especially for someone like me who has so many. But this is definitely my favorite build right now. Favorite engineer build, probably my favorite build in the game at the moment. It's always in flux. I think, especially with Season 5, it's going to start changing radically. But for now, I'm really happy with this. It's a very brutal, like fast, aggressive engineer, just generalist build, utilizing probably my two favorite engineer weapons. Actually, I think the Stubby is my favorite engineer primary, and the Diffractor is definitely my favorite engineer secondary. And he's taken them in directions with, I would say, fairly used overclocks, definitely not underrated or underappreciated overclocks, but in ways that you might not normally expect. Still doing things with the weapons that you might expect, using the Stubby more of a generalist single target, and the Diffractor is more of a crowd clearer, but both sort of blur the lines. Both are very generalist, but one veers towards single target, that's the Stubby, and one veers towards crowd control, or, well, crowd clearing. That's the Diffractor. This one is very focused on the weapons. In fact, the grenade is something I'm not even particularly decided upon, which is definitely an interesting position to be in. I think of how somehow it is also a very efficient build, despite the fact that we don't take any ammo upgrades whatsoever, except the ammo overclock on the shard diffractor. And if you consider magazine size, but no direct ammo upgrades at all. You could honestly justify using lures, I think, with how good this build is. There's some basic stuff, like I'm using SSGs because they are the best grenade. It kind of just helps me. Really, to prove how good this build is, I should probably not use them, but I'm going to use them. Very standard platform gun build. Don't feel particular need for repellent additives, so we're fine. Sentry, standard sentry build, Gemini, quick build, stun, and defender system. No surprises there. But, and also with my perk setup, it's probably, hopefully, what you expect by now. One ready we don't particularly need, that's sort of just force of habit. You could probably swap that out for something more useful, to be honest. Shard Diffractor reloads itself, the Stubby's reload time is very manageable. So you feel free to swap this out for something that you prefer. I'm not going to bother swapping it out right now unless I notice something that I would definitely want to swap it out for. But the weapons themselves, so the Stubby, all in on damage basically by using EM Refire Booster, which boosts our DPS in every way, gives us bonus damage in the form of electrical damage, increase our rate of fire, of course, take damage in tier 1 and 3 to really maximize the damage. Weak point bonus in tier 4, once again, even more damage, especially when we actually hit weak points. You really do notice a difference. Obviously, a lot more body shot damage than you're probably used to with the Stubby. Yes, that's true as well. But it gets even crazier when you're hitting weak points, which is why in tier 2 we take recoil to help balance out EM Refire Booster itself, same with tier 5 taking the accuracy, because we really don't need electric arc in this build. Our Stubby is so quick and so forceful, it still sort of powers through smaller groups of grunts with ease. I don't actually feel a strong need for electric arc. I think this is a really good, prominent use for improved accuracy, actually. Just an absolute haymaker of a build. The only thing that would really make it more insane is if we took rate of fire in tier 2 instead of recoil. I can't bring myself to do that. I really like having it be a really precise, like essentially Uzi. That's kind of how I see it. As opposed to what an Uzi actually is, which is an incredibly inaccurate SMG. So that is the Stubby, and you will see it in play very soon, but just know that it is quite the single target monster. Especially against smaller enemies, the Stubby still kind of suffers, or still seems a little bit weak against enemies with big health pools. Like, it always feels a little bit weak when you don't finish an enemy in one clip, but that does have something to do with not taking any clip size upgrades as well, so you kind of need to wave that away. It's still more than strong enough, trust me. In fact, it's actually the more ammo efficient one, somehow. But the Shard Diffractor, efficiency tweaks I feel like is a very generous overclock that people probably use mostly in the way that I use it, which is on this build for single target. Use a little bit of electricity and the soft tissue destruction, but we take ammo to make it a real strong generalist weapon that's kind of good for all situations. Oh, don't look at him. This build, however, we take that overclock and use it to make a very basic crowd clearing shard diffractor. Crowd clearing on the shard diffractor is kind of weird. You can use pretty much any overclock except overdrive booster for it, and you shouldn't use overdrive booster anyway for any reason because it absolutely sucks. Absolutely one of the worst overclocks in the game. I can't believe, and this isn't a joke, by the way. It's kind of funny that you have to acknowledge that. It's like, I know this sounds like a joke, but it's not. It's just like, well, that makes it sound like it is. It's not. I genuinely think overdrive booster is a fucking travesty. And if you want to argue about that, we can. Hell, I'll record it. We can do it on Discord if you want. We can actually upload an argument about overdrive booster. I'll do it. But yeah, automated beam control is a little bit weird. You can kind of use it for anything, but it's just a bit weird in general. But the other three are all very crowd clearing focused. This is why efficiency tweaks doesn't really come up in that conversation. But the reason why I like it now, after having created this build, is because it allows us to be very just flexible with the way that we build things, right? Feedback loop is kind of standard. Shard diffractor, yes, but due to the big ammo penalty, it really forces you to take more ammo. By taking efficiency tweaks, we get to take area damage in tier 1 and still have a pretty big ammo pool. And obviously in tier 2, we take area of effect, and you really notice a difference between this and like standard shard diffractor build when you're shooting at crowds. Tier 3, we take magazine size because it's basically just more ammo and also more time to shoot. But it's really up to you, but I think the 50 ammo is kind of a nice little buffer there. Especially because the shard diffractor is probably the less ammo efficient component of this build. Tier 4, we take armor breaking, which is something I never thought I would do on the shard diffractor at all, but that's because shard diffractor, in this case, really is exclusively for crowds and for breaking armor as well, such as on a Praetorian or a Shellback. It's really, really good at it, and it feels great against crowds as well. And the build is just built in such a way that we don't really need the heat aspect of the shard diffractor, which is another reason why I love this build so much. It's kind of doing things with weapons that I already like, but it's kind of using them in ways that, very simplistic ways that are kind of just overlooked, I think. Tier 5, I think this makes sense. We take Biomass Converter. You could take Hydrogen Rupturing, but I think it would be kind of weird. Dazzler Module would actually be really good, because Dazzler Module helps with crowd control, and therefore clearing as well, because it helps you group enemies up. But Biomass Converter helps improve uptime on the beam, and just helps keep the weapon in check quite a bit. Helps us avoid wasting ammo. Just makes the whole thing feel a bit more rewarding. So yeah, those are the weapons. I hope you can see that this is going towards a very powerful generalist build, and that's the reason why I've selected such a gauntlet of a mission, I suppose, for this. I don't know how strongly I believe I can pull this off seamlessly. I think I can definitely get through it though. So we've got Elite Threat and Rival Presence, and well, we'll see. It's sort of the ultimate test for this build, which is going to, if I fail the mission, you're going to have to keep in mind that does not mean the build is bad. This is a fucking tough nut to crack of a mission. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'll see you down there. Right, so I was already about to leave the first room, but some enemies have finally showed up, and it is robots, unsurprisingly, who are really not a problem. Certainly not patrol bots. Shredders, I won't have the easiest time against on my own, but although I will hopefully be able to rely on my turrets for that. Obviously Bosco's there as well, but we don't want to be thinking about relying on Bosco. I assume most people who play the game are often playing with other people, so... But your turrets can definitely handle Shredders. I mean, obviously, if the Shard Diffractor had auto-aim, then it would be great against the Shredders as well, but it doesn't have auto-aim, and it shouldn't. Not that any weapon should, but I feel like the Shard Diffractor is the kind of thing that will be particularly overpowered with auto-aim. Alright, so Elite Praetorians, they do actually have unbreakable armor, which is an interesting conundrum for our Shard Diffractor. But they also are genuinely more fragile than all Praetorians, so this Stubby makes quick work of them. No issues there.
It's armed and ready. Bammo!
Hello. Interesting. What's going on here? Elite Guard. Asher. Right, natural grunt brute. This is perfect. Perfect. Come on.
Booyah!
Oh, that's beautiful.
Players ain't ready.
Okay. Great. There you go. That was the Shard Diffractor being pretty damn good at crowd clearing. I feel like I've had better. Like, I feel like I've had better situations with that. It feels especially great when it's just grunts. Like, it feels amazing. But yeah, it's still really solid at doing its job. Do not underestimate the Shard Diffractor. Although you probably don't. The Shard Diffractor's up there in terms of like regarded weapons.
Maybe we're not gonna die after all.
Ready.
Oh, we've got an actual swarm coming. Good. Whoa! Oh my god. Where'd it all come from?
Much better.
Keep playing a bit better. Definitely going to throw down shredders. Oh, you can fuck off. Put myself out in the open without thinking. It's not a good idea. Alright, I need you to start breathing acid at me. Please. Not going to do that. How quickly we killed that stingtail. Hello. As you can see, the Shard Diffractor's ammo is going down pretty quickly. I don't think I ever claimed this was a perfect build, just a fun and aggressive one. Although I do think it's good. I definitely think it's good. Worth trying.
Reloading. Cliff is fine. Let's find and destroy the brute nexus hatching them. One sentry gun ready to be built.
So, I think that definitely showed something about it. The thing is, I can't say there's any weaknesses to point out directly. It's not like the build's even bad in like really high intensity situations. It can be because of how, you know, your main form of crowd clearing is a very precise weapon, so it's almost difficult to know where to put it. Because it doesn't just go all over the place, you know. Grenades, if you have like a big, like clean sweep build, for example, on the BGL, you can kind of just shoot it and know that it's going to, you know, kill most things around you. But the Shard Diffractor has the benefit of not hurting you as well, which I find highly undervalued as a weapon that you can kind of just shoot at your feet and fine. Unless you're using Plastic Catalyst. Be very careful if you're using Plastic Catalyst. Anyway, I think I'll definitely show you the next swarm, but in general, let's sort of skip around bits, maybe to certainly the turret controller, and if we do encounter any of events. But yeah, in general, I want to start keeping these videos as tight as possible. If any like crazy enemies show up, like a detonator, definitely show you that kind of thing, or who knows, maybe a Dreadnought spawn. I don't know. That'd be amazing, actually. But yeah, in general, I'll see you when I next think I have something worth showing. I definitely didn't die off screen. Stingtails. Stingtails. Might be an issue. This makes me think about the thing I think, when I think about it, I now know or already knew was kind of a problem. Crowd control, specifically. And, you know, I mean, so we have stun on the turrets, okay, yeah. But yeah, crowd control. So not necessarily killing enemies, but actually keeping them in check, disrupting them. Not great at that. We don't really have any form of stun aside from the turret. This is why I was tempted to take, well, first of all, lures, but actually more specifically plasma bursters. The plasma bursters are so damn flexible. They're great at crowd clearing and control. Their fear factor, and you'll have more of them. The most of them out of any engineer grenade. Exploders are a fantastic sort of ammo, by the way, for biomass converter, because it literally takes only one ammo to kill them and you get 3 back. So that works very well. An oppressor. It is. The
Hang in there. The wave is almost dealt with. Dispatch whatever's left.
It's not often that it's a Stubby that is on the lower end of ammo. Pretty sure I am going to take 2 resupplies before I move on, so don't problem with ammo dumping a little bit. Is that everything? Hello.
Can do this in my sleep
Okay.
at this point.
Good. Good.
I'm taking some of the ammo.
Maybe resupplier. Kind of in order.
Yeah, ammo take.
Yeah, I think crowd control is probably biggest weakness in this build that you could alleviate by taking a different grenade. It's kind of the only thing that the shredder grenades don't really have. Obviously it gets kind of fine because with engineer very often one of your weapons is at least okay at crowd control. What the where did you come from?
Look there.
I'm not going to bother killing that. Oh, I'm going to have to.
Attack from above.
Yeah, very often at least one of your weapons will have some kind of crowd control.
Move your tin ass
And if they
over
don't,
here
it
and
would be
hurry,
one of your
man.
grenades. In this case, none of my weapons do, and neither does my grenade. So I'm thinking about changing the grenade. Probably not lures, because I don't have that much faith in the ammo economy of this build. But plasma bursters, I think, would be a solid bet.
Gotta wait for the recharge. Platform. Need some free space. Be gone.
A lot of why shredders are so good is the safety of them as well. They just automatically do so much, and there's just no risk factor involved, no waiting involved either. You instantly go to work.
Born ready.
Is this guy gonna be hackable? Alright, we're back. I had a small issue with disk space. Not that I needed to tell you that really. And I don't think it affected the recording anyway, so
Bloody sod it.
and you know, the more you know.
My boot.
And you know the pain I go through making these videos
Lock and loaded. Bam.
when I haven't cleared my computer in any meaningful way. I tend to just delete old recordings, which honestly is kind of a bad idea for posterity reasons. Like, it'd be nice to actually have a lot of stuff around. There's some stuff I refuse to delete, like the interview we did with Trolls, for example, but I tend to delete most of our
No
recordings.
players ready. Donkey, come here. I was born.
Range too dumb. I understand why you might be. Probably is. Hello? Okay, there's not much that's interesting to see about, I don't know, fighting a breed. Can you even call it a fight? Oh, hello. Okay. Okay. There's a swarm. I'll show you this one, just because, I don't know, it's a good environment for it, I'd say.
Be gone.
Get away! Nice. Very nice.
Wait, there we go. Let's show them some pain.
Very nice. Hello, oppressor.
Weapon ready. Yeah.
Come on, do your thing. Ooh. for the hell of it. Throw each other down, save some ammo.
Reloading. Deep Rock seriously need to invest in some better equipment.
Oh. So it does take more than one ammo to kill an exploder, actually. Still, profit is profit. Especially, okay, a group of exploders you can kill with all with pretty much the same amount of ammo, you know? Like, you don't really need to use lots of ammo individually for each one. So you end up getting a lot in return.
Out of my way! Ah! Reloading.
Hey. How about less of that?
Just take your sweet time, old lady.
Alright, I think the next thing you'll see is, unless I encounter some random event, it's going to be the turret controller. So, okay, looks like Bosco's going to wake up the Spitballer, so... Well, Spitballers aren't a problem, at least we know that now. Right, I've got to show you this, because this is going to be great. Think. Okay, not as ridiculous as I... Oh, no, there's definitely a lot of them, they're just not staying really close together. Ooh, nice. Very nice. Delicious. Well, I'm not going to go get that myself. Oh, no, not a vertical cave. It's the worst kind. Oh, shit, me.
Bring it, beggars! What's this? Platform up.
Save me, Shredders. I suppose I know what I could have done. I could have just ran back down the actual tunnel. Probably would have been wise.
The smell, it lingers. Go, get to work.
I might have to go up there to get... Oh, no.
Swarm headed directly for you.
No, not this one. Actually, maybe, because it's probably going to be funny how badly this goes.
Platforms place. Platform.
I am not doing this in here. Oh, this is bad. Fuck it, both turrets. Bring them out. Predators, go. No nonsense. Ah, hello. This is good. Well, it's kind of what I wanted actually. Because I'm probably gonna actually fully die during this. I don't hate. I mean, I do hate it. I don't want to die, but some things are inevitable. I mean, for the purpose of the showcase, I don't want to die because it makes me look stupid. You know, but it happened. It happened. I still think during the actual swarm scenarios that sort of came through. I mean, look, Elite Threat and Rival Presidents is a killer double warning. Like, genuinely. I do not feel particularly bad about failing that one. Especially with a build that I'm not too practiced on, you know? Doing something like that, not just double warnings in general, something specifically that ridiculously brutal. It's the kind of thing where if I really want to pull through, I'm going to be picking the absolute best build that I know, like in and out, and like, inside out, and that's not necessarily this one. So my conscience is clear. And I still think when we came to like any individual enemy, I don't think there were any real problems, so I'm definitely not like upset in any particular way. So what a terrible selection of missions. You know what? I think what we need to do actually is turn on the rock pox. We need something with lithophage outbreak, I think. There we go. Turn it back on. perfect. I think that's perfect. I kind of want a shorter elimination, but I think we're going to have to go with this one. Guard contact. Okay, so, and I think I am going to make that change. I think I am going to, even though we kind of suffered from, we ran into a situation where shudders were fantastic, but they didn't actually save me, so as burst as it is. But apart from that, there's also that does give us a bit more crowd control. You know, it's not really anything I can do. Dazzler module will be fine, but I really feel like I do rely on biomass converter to keep that thing in check. So I think it's going to be this. Yeah, I mean, exposed weaknesses. I mean, the situation we died in was a vertical cave, and frankly, I can't take the blame for that. We had a mixture of elite and rival enemies, and we could have done worse. We died, so I guess you can't do much worse than that. But I just mean, was it really that bad? Did the build really come off looking that bad? Maybe it did, I don't know, but I don't feel too bad about it. And I don't think I'm going to be silly, I think, or, you know, weird about this mission. I might play it in relative totality, because we've got actually a fair amount of time. If I still want to keep this under 50 minutes, I'm sure I can. I can show you most of this, although I don't think I should. I won't, sorry. I'm starting to realise Stingtails are really stuck when using this build. There's just nothing. Like, you need stun to deal with Stingtails. It feels like. I mean, I have the fear on the grenades, but there's too many Stingtails to use like grenade fun. Genuinely. Frustrating. Eh? Like sort of something that's clearly a little bit weird about this build. Stingtails. And just in general, things that you might want to kill, or disrupt before they get a chance to fuck with you. There are some things like, I know that Trijaws, we haven't really encountered Main Terror, but Trijaws you can definitely kill before they really get a chance to do anything. They're not particularly a problem.
I could do this all day. Reloading. I was born ready.
Bad. I haven't really tested this against Dreadnoughts in a while. I don't know why he's just sitting like that. Okay, that was never gonna not hurt, was it? To be honest.
Platforms placed.
I want my sugar. Sugar, sugar. Do, do, do. Ooh, honey, honey. Oh, hello. I've come for your spleen.
Yeah, give me some sugar.
Whoa!
What's the platform?
Like, why'd that go over there? Thought I was good for tank bursters.
What's this?
No! Please!
Platform up.
Womp womp.
Reloading.
Nice. Okay, this is actually going pretty well. I'm not surprised. The shot effect's a bit weird in these Dreadnought fights, in Dreadnought fights in general, because it's not really built for single target, which means it kind of just hits them and doesn't do much. But it's definitely going to be good against the twins, so hopefully we actually get the twins. Not something I thought I would be saying. But
Plasma grenade.
twins would probably be the best Dreadnought to show build off again. But it's, the twins are the dreadnoughts that make having something with armor breaking in your build not ridiculous when going into elimination.
My trigger finger was getting.
And I can at least confidently say that having the armor breaking on the shard diffractor is not something that I feel bad about. In fact, I've only been reaffirmed that was actually a fairly good idea, which is nice. It tells me that the build isn't inherently flawed, at least. Yeah, I think I need to collect myself, find the next dreadnought, and hopefully something. I kind of want to do something, like a random event of some kind.
Platform.
I mean, that turret controller probably would have scratched that itch, but obviously got eviscerated. That didn't really go to plan. Anyway, I'll see you. Yeah. Yeah, I did actually just almost one clip a breeder. Ah, the rock box is here. Most interesting.
Lock and loaded. Yeah.
Why aren't you dead? He is dead. Yeah, this is a dreadnought. There it is. Anyway, there's something that I wanted to test for some reason, which is how easily I can ignite these things. Fairly easy. It's only because Brood Nexus ignites so easily, but we don't have the normal fire mod installed on a God Diffractor. So I just wanted to see, like,
Let's find and destroy the Brood Nexus hatching them.
I can make it. I'll be fine. Ooh, baby, give me one more chance. Oh, you know I love you. Ah, fuck.
Thanks, boss.
Every day we stray further away from God.
Battery is dead.
I've got this. Don't worry.
Music to my ears.
Wait, where are we even going to fight this dreadnought? Here? Here. Maybe here. I don't know.
Come here.
Probably the only decent place.
Resupply. Yeah.
Supply pod launched. Better stand back.
Reloading. Bloody hell, you're hot to kill. Damn flares could need an upgrade. Time to restock.
Yeah.
Ready to shoot.
Okay. Let's get on with it.
I'm taking some of the ammo.
Don't touch me.
Grabbing ammo. Reloading.
I mean, yeah, hopefully it's the twins, but in general, I just hope we don't have to do the shard diffractor. The shard diffractor? The hive guard twice. What a mistake. I'm supposed to be good with words as well. Yeah, that's a normal dreadnought, which is fine as long as the next one isn't another hive guard.
Throwing sizzler.
Yeah, I haven't inherently felt like changing to Planted Burst was a good idea either, by the way. Take that however you will. Also, why am I getting hit directly by dreadnoughts? Where's my ability to play the game well gone? I don't know, but it's not present right now, and I'm not happy about it.
Legworm neutralized.
Yeah.
Reloading.
Don't mind shooting the little ones, mate.
Go lie down.
Oh, he's exposed. Just get away. Just leave me alone. Right, fine. That's fine.
Plasma burster.
Hey, don't get so excited. It's not that good. Oh. Don't do that. You can do that. That's actually the best attack. Is that when I can hit you the easiest when you do it.
Plasma. Eat it.
Okay. I think aside from getting hit like unnecessarily, it's actually going quite well. But I'm using a lot more shard fragment ammo than stubby ammo. Which isn't weird. It's kind of been like that. Anyway, that was pretty good. Yeah, I hope you haven't been sort of discouraged by the crowd clearing aspect, because that seemed a bit weird. Like, yeah, in tricky terrain, you are kind of gonna get fucked over. You kind of need either good terrain or distance, which isn't hard to achieve, especially the distance thing. That is something you do have control over, so keep that in mind. Not every environment is suited to this build form of crowd control or crowd clearing, but you do have some control over it. You need to keep your distance, which isn't always the easiest thing to do, especially when Sting Tails are involved, but you know, just try, would you?
Help me mind this. Eat it. Oppressor down.
Oppressor! I hardly know her. Little joke for you. But what I do at least hope is that you can see the single target aspect of the build is actually pretty strong. A little bit stronger than I actually thought, to be honest. I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. Okay? Like, I'm not surprised that we got massacred by a combination of elite enemies and robots. Not, like I said at the time, it's not that embarrassing to me. I'm not the kind of guy who's going to feel ashamed when, you know, I don't survive and nuke get dropped on me.
Go fetch.
Because how could you? Unless you're Indiana Jones. And I'm pretty sure that's not possible anyway. I should stop talking. Am I allowed to say that I forgot about the rock pox? Did. Here it is. Oh. Oh. We'll see. Oh, there's a swarm of enemies coming. That. Yeah, that. Good. Like that.
Not ready. There's the truck.
Don't mind that either.
Every larva killed is one less infected Cliffy. Alien scum! Sentry gun needs assembly. Lock and load it.
So, given that we have a build that is very anti-ammo upgrades, we could be better built for the rockbox, but we still have two weapons with hundreds of ammo, so I'm really not worried. I think rockbox will actually be perfectly fine. I hope.
I ordered a resupply.
Hang in there. Supplies
Help me,
are on the
everyone,
way.
Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Bam! Cleansing pod requested.
Request received.
Die,
Cleansing
bitch.
pod incoming.
Every time I have to take out a loot box. Resupply pod is here. Everybody
Alright, as per usual, I'm not going to waste your time showing me doing the cleaning, so...
The cleansing equipment has arrived.
Really dead.
I'm not sure I'm missing a lot of it, but this seems like a very, shallow Patient spike.
Excellent. All contagion spikes neutralized. Cave
Okay, that was it.
complete.
Yeah, it just wasn't much to it, I guess.
Reload it. Die, you plague-infected abomination!
Whoa! Leave me alone!
I was born ready.
Oh, fuck off you.
Bam!
Just oh man, things are gonna get easier.
Bosco, mine.
I used to, honestly, I think I don't know why I didn't have a problem with Stingtails. Like, even when they first came out, I was like, you guys are wild, these are fine, you know? I don't like them. They suck.
Where is
I like
that
spreaders though. I like septic spreaders. and I always will. Some reason. I know they like big red bulbous leaves, and I think that's just kind of neat. Am I going to heal before fighting this thing? And hopefully this thing is two things and not one big thing that summons small things.
Access provided.
I think I am going to just spawn it. Damn it! It's a hive guard. I'm not going to show you this. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip to the bonus round segment, which I haven't done in a while. I'm going to find something interesting to do. Some kind of boss enemy, whether that be an Omen, or a Corlock, or a Betsy, I think are the qualifications. So yeah, fuck this hive guard. Actually, how about an extraction phase? Because we usually try and get one of those in, and I actually can do it this time, unlike with the last mission. And no, I didn't go down during that hive guard fight. Don't look at the counter, the life counter. I still don't know why I used to have the face cam in that corner, like that corner. This one's basically blank. All that's in this one, it just tells you what your current, like, what mission's mutators are, which is useful information, but it's not the kind of thing you need to be reminded of constantly. It's really not that hard to remember the fact that, you know, there's gold coming out of the enemies and that there's rockbox infestation. I've done this in a while. Cave angel surfing.
Dreadnought departing in T-minus 4 minutes.
Platform. Got no flares ready. Back to the draw.
Hope this is exciting. I know that just average DLG gameplay isn't always like to watch, so I don't know how these videos actually feel about them. I will continue to do them nonetheless. I'm impervious to the whims of the outside world. You understand? Anyway, single targets, A-OK. Swarms, if we have good terrain, okay. Enemies that are tough and destructive, fine, because actually we're fighting against oppressors. But stingtails, once again, big problem. But now I'm going to try and find something of note, a quick final, it said bonus round. Although I wanted to see, okay, that's what I was looking for, to not do. Wow, look at that. You want some XP? You go do that. Whoa! I want to do that for some reason. Not on the video though. So now what I'm going to do is just try and find something. I'm going to record the first attempt. You know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to shredders because, frankly, they were better. And you know what? You never know. Sometimes I do find something on the first go. But basically, what I would do, I would keep re-entering this mission if I find something of value. And it kind of doesn't make sense because obviously the longer the mission, the higher the chance of something like a machine event spawning, but also it's harder to actually find it in the first place. In a minimum length egg hunt, it's very easy to, you know, see what the mission has to offer early on.
Get ready!
I think I would actually accept the Nemesis as well. Okay, so we already know we don't have Betsy.
this for?
Or a nemesis. There's a hoarder there, but I don't care about that.
Like that.
So, frankly, he's probably taking the slot of anything interesting.
Help me mind this. Ollie, over here.
But at the very least, I hope something about the build that appeals to most people will be just the aggressiveness of it, and it being, you know, a fairly simple but also at the same time obscure way of using these weapons. I don't know why that's what I find appealing about it, but I don't know. I just like it. So, it was kind of neat. You know? It was kind of swish.
Preserve your bullet.
You know, it's like dating a woman who isn't mentally ill. You know, it's not exciting, but it is a nice change at the same time.
Shredder swarm deployed.
Nothing here. Okay, now I enter keep trying until I find something. Part that you don't see. Look what it is. Another fucking hoarder. Come with me, boy.
I'm not scared of you. You shouldn't need precious minerals. It will get
Hi.
you killed.
Time to die. Whoa! Doesn't count. Curse light infection? Fuck off. So I found jetty boot, which isn't an actual activity, but it is jetty boot. Brilliant. Now I can fly.
Crate unlocked, easy as pie.
Yeah. The problem is there's nothing in this mission to speak of. But yeah, ooh, I'll do
Is
this.
the best.
Which is pretty cool, but not as cool as a nemesis. So I really didn't think this would be what did it, but there's a Dreadnought deposit here, and frankly, look, I know this build is good against Betsy. I think Nemesis, it should be fine. Corlock, what you're gonna do? Pretty much every build is the same against a Corlock. It just depends on how much, like, what your mental condition is at the time. But a Dreadnought deposit is a pretty intense scenario that some builds do better in than others. And frankly, I've had enough of searching. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've already lost out on that big double XP egg hunt for this, but let's do it anyway. Dreadnought deposit, the final test. The high intense situation. It's like a data deposit or something like that. You know, it's similar to parts of upper missions like the industrial sabotage, power stations, and things like that. So, assuming this goes well, it should be a good marker of the build's strength. Assuming it goes well. Oh my god.
Locked and loaded.
Already feel like I'm on the back foot, to be honest, but
If this doesn't start it, whack it with a pick.
also, you know, it could put the bomb dispenser in a horrible location. Okay, that's fine.
Can't penetrate it. Nothing will.
You know, I'm also wanna. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something fun. I'm just gonna try and survive it. That's the test. We've got 3 minutes. Let's do it. 3 minutes of sheer mayhem.
Reloading. Reloading.
Sheer mayhem, I said.
Oh yeah. I die a little inside every time I have to take out a loot box. Born ready. Bam!
I will survive. I will survive. You know what? No shredders. No shredders. We've got 2 minutes to go. No shredders. Do it. Come on. Throw something at me. You know what? Maybe these things aren't meant to be that difficult. Maybe the point is it's difficult if you're actually trying to do the thing itself. Oh well, this is basically what this build's good at. It's just like tightly packed groups of grunts. So I don't really. You know what I should do actually? Start spawning some enemies through the eggs. If that includes a swarm, then so be it.
Time to get busy, miners. Swarm
Did.
detected.
Bosco, come here.
I'm still not using the shredders, by the way.
Swarm is upon you.
Another egg in close proximity? No, okay, let's just survive this. A Trijaw, finally. I mean, it should kill everything when the light stopped anyway. I find it funny that the Trick Light Deposit is the only machine event that kills everything around it when you fail. The Omen never does it. All the other two, I suppose it's only the only other two, they will release the explosion when you beat them, but not if you fail. This one only does it if you fail. Isn't that crazy? Okay, well, that's that then. So I hope you learned something today. I hope you learned that, you know, you can use fairly basic, like weird double down builds where you just sort of go hard into one aspect of a weapon, and you don't have a particularly unique mechanic or overclock tied to it. Doesn't mean the build's going to be perfect, but those builds do exist and they are actually a weird amount of fun. You know, there's a fun to me in the simplicity behind it. The fact that it's a simple build, but also a very frantic build at the same time. I kind of like that. It's not like just that. I like Big Bertha on the Thunderhead, you know, but it's not the most engaging gameplay, is it? Let's be honest. And I think this sort of stacks up a little bit more to being something that's quite fun to use because of how, not necessarily because you have to be aggressive when using it, but because of how just it almost encourages you to play that way. It encourages you to play very quickly, very, just, I don't know, schizophrenically in a way. So that's it. I don't know what I'm going to call this, like the engineer.
Gentlemen, move out.
Gun runner. Maybe. Anyway, if you enjoyed this episode of Build Showcase, then first of all, thank you. Second of all, if you want to see more of these videos and want to stay on top of everything to do with Deep Rock Galactic and Rogue Core, then please also subscribe and hit the notification bell. As usual, if you do end up using the build, please let me know what you thought. And if you have any ideas for your own builds that you'd like to see in this series, then please leave them below. Alright, see you guys.